starting in 5 minutes. Welcome, everyone this morning. I'm looking forward to sharing with you some fun tips and just maybe in the comments, tell me where you're now and where you're from, and are you looking forward to this session? I'm looking forward to sharing with all of you. And yeah, I think I'm going to start. It's basically on time, yeah, and share my screen. Unpause sharing. Okay, great stuff. Okay, Alan, well, good to see you, Alan. Yeah, Alan has been for a while, and we've been talking a while since the beginning of April when I started my first webinar. Nice to see you, Alan. You're an amazing inspiration. Alan is 73 years old, for those who want to know, and he is just learning new skills by the day, you know, working computer, learning social media. And he's also just joined my academy as well. I see someone from Windhoek, Namibia, Chris connected. And, you know, morning, Superman, we are here, fly brother. Here we go. Hi there from Laura. Okay, great stuff. I'm looking forward to you all. I just want to see, I want to put my video on at least so that you all can see me. Okay. Ciao, Cobus, John Carlo here, all the way from Brazil and the UK. He's living in the UK now. Nice to see you, John Carlo. I have a big task this morning to share a lot of things with you. Okay, I'm going to start, everyone. This is Cobus Visser. You're welcome to reach out to me, cobusvisser.com. And I'm so happy to have you all here today to share with you some of my learnings and my skills. So you're going to be part of this, something we call Meeting of the Minds. It's people that you probably haven't heard of. It's people that you probably don't know that are here to share with you some skills. After my talk this morning, we're going to have Gaspar and Istvan all the way from Belgium and Hungary that's going to talk to you about investments, stock exchange, and what's happening in the world. You know, and I think that is something you need to learn. I saw the slideshows and I'm like, wow, I was blown away by what I was seeing. You know, and then we have Russell Fox, you know, the magician, Magic Insane, that's the mentalist that's going to talk to you. And we have someone talking about healing for those, especially during this time of COVID, that needs healing energies and that needs to know how to heal your body and heal yourself. And then, you know, there's Dr. Bill that's talking about life coaching and neuroscience. And, you know, I think about the chart that's talking tomorrow that's going to talk about the reinventing 7 tips. So, and Laura is going to also speak. She's going to teach you, and I've been on a journey, how to lose 10 kilograms in a month. Guaranteed. And I already lost my 10. I'm so excited. Okay. So one thing that I do, for those who don't know me, I'm a motivational speaker first and foremost. I speak in front of a lot of people, motivate them because I'm known as the Superman of Africa. I help you to achieve the impossible. One of the activities I am known for in South Africa is getting people to walk over fire and broken glass, breaking boards, breaking bricks, using the mindset, mental strength. And I'm also then a business and marketing expert that I can help you with strategies and how to take your business to the next level, working on business strategies, pivoting your business, and also marketing strategies. And I think that is one thing for me, as I have a passion for companies and for people to excel. I call it peak performance, and probably you've heard the term before, but getting peak performance in your life, creating high performance teams and putting it out there. And sometimes you have to make the difficult choices. But for me, I only allow people in my life that I know is willing to take and do whatever it takes. And this is where the next one is coming. If you are willing to raise your standard, then I want to work with you. And then I want you to listen to what I'm going to share with you today. I have another free talks coming up, one tomorrow again, and I think another one next week as well. But everything is on the summit page. But it's all about raising the standard. It's about crushing it, but it's also whatever it takes. No blaming, no, taking responsibility for your actions, and to know that wherever you are currently is because of choices you've made. Now you say, Cobus, come on. You know, we never planned and never made this choice of having a COVID. Yeah, but it's your choice of how you respond to it. It's your choice of how you prepared for it. You know, Graham said last night, you know, you prepare for the worst in everything that you do, and you expect the best. And I think that is a great a metaphor to apply in your life, is to, you know, how can you prepare for the worst? Because once you prepared for the worst, it's easy then to just expect the best, because then you have faith. Because then you know you are prepared. So live without regret. Isn't it time to stand and say, Cobus, I'm willing to start over from zero. Should I go find a job? Great stuff. Let me help you to find the perfect job using the tools out there. Or you say, Cobus, I want to start my business. I want to start a passion that I love, and I want to make money out of it. Where do I start? You know, maybe you're at a point where you lost your job now, or maybe you're at a point where your business is sinking and you don't know how you're going to get out of this. And I'm here today just to help you and re-strategize you to start thinking again and planning again. I think planning is the most important. You are the person, you are the creator of your destiny. Gandhi says everything starts with a belief that becomes our thoughts, that becomes our words, that becomes our actions. And our actions become our habits, and our habits our values, and ultimately leads to our destiny. You have the power in your hands today, in this hand, that you can create your destiny, your tomorrow, by starting today. And I think that is what I'm passionate about, because I've seen sports teams, I've seen individuals, I've seen businesses starting from nothing, following the process and trusting the process when they don't see the fruit of their labor yet, because it's hard work. But then it comes to a point where you realize all of that hard work is paying off and you're getting the results that you desire. So become the creator of your destiny without being left behind. My story, I'm 37 years old, and some people say, Kobus, but you're still young. Hell, I don't know whether I got my experience, but someone the other day told me my name, Kobus, means wisdom, the wise one. So hopefully I apply it, because most of my clients are 50 years and older, and they all listen to me. My oldest client being 64, and then Alan also have asked my advice, 73. And that's what I love, because these gentlemen and women has found that it's time to live. It's time to take action, because it's never too late. It's to a point where we need to decide is we can have the last 10 years, or let's say the next 10 years, you can be the best. You can live more in the next 10 that you've lived in the last 40 years. And you have that power in your hands. Because from a young age, I learned that I need to learn to those who've experienced, like my dad, and never do his mistakes, like from other people that I look up to, that I want to learn from. And that is what I want you to learn as well today. So I want you to start first and foremost. If you want to start a business, or you want to run a business, or you want to create a job, where do you need to start? And I love Simon Sinek, because this has defined my life. And I can only teach for you, or I can teach you what have worked for me in my life. And so the one thing that has worked for me in my life is, what is your why? What is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Or why do you want to do something else? Because if you don't know your why, you can't achieve it. Because you're going to run out of energy at one point, and you're not going to want to wake up and then like, I can do it tomorrow. No, it's not necessary to today. It's fine to do to tomorrow. And that's why your why is so important. So I have a few experiences in business. You ask us about, where's your business experience? I've never worked for someone. I've worked in a family business, but I worked for myself in a family business. And we built up the biggest furniture retail independent company in Limpopo, with over 37 stores, over 250 employees. We set up warehousing, so logistics, digital marketing, financing, trust, how trust structures work so that you don't lose everything in the end of the day. Furniture, properties, dog biscuit factory, selling dog biscuits of all. I've even sold wood, chipboard, melamine. I've stalls at flea markets where I had to learn selling skills. I sold coffee mugs, and can you believe that? Power balance, I've been there, I've done it, I've made wrong mistakes, I've had the wrong partners in some of these businesses that I lost a lot of money. In 2012, I lost everything. 2014, I lost everything again. Someone took me in for almost 7 million. Now, for 7 million, for some, it's not a lot. But for me, it was a lot at that point. It was $1 million worth at that point. So I lost everything, and I had to rebuild everything. I had to get to a point where I had to start basically from zero. And this is where the idea comes from. How can you start whatever you want to from zero? What resources can you use that is available to you to be able to go and build a future? So if you stay until the end, I'm going to want to share with you 2 books that have had a big impact on my life. The one is by Grant Cardone. It's called The 10X Rule, How to 10X Your Business. And I think that is the most powerful book. And the other one is Robin Sharma, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, Fulfilling Your Dreams, Reaching Your Destiny. So stay till the end. So how do you say, Kobus? So I assisted a business, and that's why I like to say 10X, 10 times your business, because I know it's possible. And I've helped it. In one place, I've even gotten a certificate of showing, because the certificate, the only way you could get a certificate is if you could prove for accounting and an auditor that the business grew by a certain amount. And here is it. The business achieved more than 10,000% of growth. So I've achieved it, and I've achieved it with other businesses as well. So you can achieve it with your business or a business you want to start, and we can grow it to an empire. But then you have to be willing to upskill yourself. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to take actions. And so maybe put it in the comment box. So how many of you are willing to take the action, no matter how hard it is, to do whatever it takes, to never stop? And I think I want those people on this path with me. Okay. Some gurus. One thing that is important that I learned about is my team. My team, that big picture basically in the middle is the team is who makes it. If it wasn't for that team, I wouldn't be where I am today. Then there's the right people in my life. My partner, my good friend, Robin Banks, that has a big impact in my life. And it's all about surrounding yourself with the right people and tribe. Learning from gurus, learning from someone like my dad. It says, Kubus, don't do the same mistakes over. Learn from my mistakes as fast as you can so that you can grow and be much more successful than what I am. There's Hannes Dreyer that taught me about trust and about, he actually assisted me to walk over fire for the first time in my life. And that's where I fell in love with firewalking. You walk on 500 to 600 degrees Celsius of fire without getting burnt. How amazing is that? So if you can do that, you can do anything. Next one, Robin Banks, as I said. Brian Walsh have given me great opportunities. I spoke on his stage for two times now, one in front of 10,000 people online, the other one 6,000 people at the Sandton Convention Center. So I'm very grateful for Brian. Then Tony Robbins, his book, I've been to the UPW, the big impact, 4.5 days of intense. And then Grant Cardone, the 10X rule book that you're going to get. And then Gary Vee, the social media expert, I believe he's helped me to transform my business to the next level. And as I said to you, who do you learn from? Who do you follow? You tell me, Kubus, but I don't have the time. Well, how much Netflix do you watch? How much DSTV do you watch? Or cable do you watch? Why don't you replace those time for reading for books? And they're like, Kubus, I don't love reading. Well, there's podcasts. Get the book on Audible. Listen to the book. I don't read. I listen. I have an Audible subscription that I get 2 Audible books every month. So I listen to 2 books a month. So I decide which books I want to listen to. And if I have a list for, if I am the craving for it, I would read a book. And then there's YouTube. You can watch videos. You can watch documentaries. I watched an amazing documentary the other day on Netflix, and there it was on Netflix. But it was The Last Dance by Michael Jordan. And I got a lot of tips there to show me how hard one needs to work, how really badly you want success. Go watch documentaries where you get inspired. He wasn't the nicest person. Some of the players didn't even like Michael Jordan. But one thing that I learned from that is if you know what you want, you will do whatever it takes to get it. Even if you have to be the tough guy, even if you have to be the guy that nobody likes. Because nobody in this world will always like you. There will always be a few people that like you, and there will be people that don't like you. So it's important, but I think it's important that you start learning from people that inspires you, that has the skills, that have done it so that you don't make the same mistake over. Okay, so welcome to your new life. Let me just say a place where you can start today, where you can. So have a notebook ready, and let's start sharing. Okay, so the one thing, and I keep on saying this because my dad used to ask me, Kubus, just know, the only thing that you have in this world is your name. The moment you lose your name, you can never get it back, or it's 10 times hard work to get your name back, if you lost trust in people. But then I told my dad, but what if nobody knows my name? Well, then I don't have a name to throw away. And it's the same in business. It's the same in marketing. Your name needs to be known. You need to stand out of this chaos so that people can follow you. It took me, I've been in this industry now full-time for the last 4 years, but I've been in this industry for the last 8 years, building my brand. And the more people get to know my name, the more people follow me, the more and faster my business grows. The more I do marketing, the faster I grow. So it comes down, who knows your name? Because people will talk about you. And by talking about you, you need to create a presence where more people can find you. If they search your name, what do they find? Go search my name, Kubus Visser with a C, and see what all the things that you pick up. Now, I have a challenge with my name. There's a local South African actor that died recently with also the name Cobus Visser. I used to be in all the first 3 pages on Google. And since he's died, because of all the articles and because of all the news that have been out, he's overtaken me. So I need to get myself up in the ranking as well. Okay, so everything that you're going to do, no matter if you decide to follow me, if you decide not to follow me, the one thing that I ask of you, that consistency is key. Even if you decide to go on above, you need to create consistency. If you're going to start saying, I'm going to do a video live on Facebook every day as an example, you need to do it every day. If you say you're going to send out a newsletter every Monday morning, you need to send it out every Monday morning. If it's 8 o'clock, it needs to be 8 o'clock every Monday morning. And the reason for that is consistency, so that people know that they're going to see you, that they know they need to follow you, that they need to be there. So consistency. That's why I need to be consistent as well by doing these webinars. And I'm planning a few big ones coming up. So you need to be tuned in, because it's not going to be a webinar. It's something going to be big. It's something that's never been done before. It's going to be, we're going to set the standard, not crushing it. We're raising our standard. So be tuned in. So the one thing is that you have to create on a personal level and in your business as well, is you need to create the perception that you are a guru, that you are a coach, that you are a leader, the leader authority in the market, that your business is the number one plumber business in PE. You are the number one author on a certain topic, and you are a superstar, you are a specialist. We are specializing in certain things in our market. Then you tell me, Cobus, but how can I say I'm number one? So here's a few things that you can do to say that you are number one. One is using social media, writing articles about your business and your industry, blogging it, putting it in the info out there, creating the perception that you are number one. Then getting your customers to review you on social media, telling people how amazing you are. So we call that social proof, and it's one of the slides actually I'm writing ahead, but social proof, people saying that you are number one, that you are the guru. That's the one thing. When you interview people, please give me a testimonial. Am I the best? Do you think I'm the best in the market that you've experienced, or I'm number one? Please put it in your testimonial. And then it's not you creating that perception that you are number one in the guru, but you're guiding the testimonials to be able to give you that, so that people get the perception that you are. Everything in marketing, everything in business is the perception of people have about you. When you walk in, even into a party, the way you present yourself, the way you look creates a perception of what people think about you. Even in the car that you drive up creates a perception of what people think about you. Now, I've got in business where I remember when I started, I would go hire a Merc, because I used to drive a double cab. And there's certain clients, higher flying clients, that I had to sign up. So if I picked up on my double cab or maybe a Merc, what will the perception be about that person? I can say, yes, I know I'm driving back and I can still help you. But that person that is earning probably 10 times more than what I earned, they're not going to trust me. How can they trust me? But if I come in a Merc, I create the perception that I'm successful. So it's all about perception. How you let the world perceive the way they look at you. So the next one is what, why, who, when, vision, mission, goals. If you want to start a business, you need to start first, what are you going to do? And why do you want to do it? So you first need to find out what are you good at. This is the process. This is an internal process that you first have to go through. What are you good at? Look at what is your passion. If you love cooking, there's different ways of getting a cooking out there that you can make money. It can be an online course. It can be a cookbook. It can be teaching people on YouTube how to make food. It can be making food locally and selling it. It's like me making dog biscuits and selling it. What is your why? Why do you want to do it? Because it's my passion. I love to do it. I want to do it every single day. Then why do you want to do it as well? What if times will be difficult? What is the other why you want to do it, that you will never give up? Who do you want to reach? Who's the target market do you think that will benefit from this, what you want to give to them? When do you want to launch? Do you want to launch in a 1 month, 2 months time? Do you want to get yourself, remember the philosophy that I follow is first you need to get the foundation right. So the foundation can take a month, can take 2 months, can take 3 months, or just a month or a week. Then the next step of it is then planting those seeds. So once you know when you're going to do it, then you start planting your seeds. And then you look after your seeds and then you're waiting for the harvest. The next thing that you have to do is you have to create a vision. What is that big picture that you want to achieve? You have to create that picture so that you can look every day, that is where I'm going. And if you have to have a team, getting a team on board, you have to have them follow that vision of where you're going. The mission is how we're going to get to that vision, broke down in 12, 6, 3 months. And what is the goals that you want to achieve in all areas of business? How many supplier goals, financial goals, team goals, income goals? I think that is one thing that's important. And I'm going to share with you later a study that has been done about the importance of goal setting. So you need to lay the foundation first. Okay. The next is you need to now relook at what is the resources available to you. Okay, I have a laptop, I have a car, I have a kitchen that I can use. I have a house, a big enough house so I can actually do seminars here as well. I have a laptop, I have internet, so I can at least use that. I have a few guitars that I can sell to earn extra income. I have a database. I have like 5,000 cell phone numbers on my phone that I can extract, that I can target, 5,000 possible clients. And if I can reach those 5,000 and they don't want to do business with me, and I ask them to refer me to 6 of your friends, or let's say 10 of your friends, just a number that I'm putting out there. 5,000 times 10. 5,000 times 10, that's what, 50,000. 50,000 possible clients is already just the people that you know. Then that's free marketing. You don't even have to put other marketing out there. You have probably their email addresses, their cell phone numbers, people that you can reach out to and sell your product. And I always say, go to the people that knows about you and follow them. So resource. Make a list of all of your resources. This is not only money. And if you have money and you have bond accessible, write down all of that as well. Write down everything that you think is a resource in your life. Okay, this has helped me to build a business from zero to nothing, using what I have to my availability. Okay, the resources can also be people that you know that can help you, that have certain things that you can. I have a friend that said, Cobus, I have a boardroom. If you ever want to use it, you're welcome. It has virtual capability. If you want to see people, you can just let me know and you can use the boardroom. It's for free. So I already have something where I can create the perception that I have an office. I can see people there. I can have a boardroom there. I can have a virtual conference there. So that's a resource that I can use. I have a family member that works in the government. Wow, that's a resource that I can use. So start looking at the common the connections that you have that might lead to some business or free resources. And I think that is a tool that will benefit you going forward. So if you have any questions about resources, you're welcome to ask in the chat box, and I will respond to that. Okay, social proof that I talked about, and the reason for social proof is that people talk about you. You create that perception that you are number one, like I said earlier. When people give you testimonials, when people give you recommendations, when they give you video testimonials, when people talk about you. Another way of getting social proof is when the person gives you a testimonial, have them posted in their social media, tagging your company, and have them tagging 10 of their friends and share it as much as possible. Even if you need to give them a discount voucher, even if you have to give them a coffee voucher to do that. But let's leverage the people that we good, because that people gives us social proof. Another way of social proof is by writing articles, by getting yourself published in the newspaper, or being on radio, using press releases. There's tools that I teach people on how to release do a press release and what system and tools to use. There's some free tools and there's some paid tools. And everything in life, there's certain things that are free, and sometimes the free doesn't work as well as the paid version, but at least you can start somewhere and build it up, make money, and go over to a paid version. So it's important to create both. Another way that I created social proof is I get to a point where I'm the other day at the golf course. I saw AB de Villiers. Now, for those who don't that are overseas, AB de Villiers is the number one cricketer in the world. He plays in India. He plays for South Africa. And I saw him there. And guess what? Living without regret. I went up to him and said, "Hi, AB, can I have a photo with you?" And they're like, "Yeah, let's quickly do it." And I take a selfie. And I said, "Before you go, man, can I just get a 1 minute testimony? Not a testimony, a motivation video." And they're like, no. I was like, "Please, man, while we're here, just a quick one." And like, okay, cool. Put the video on. He did the video for me. And guess what? The moment I posted it, people got this perception, "Cobus, how do you know this person? Where did you meet them? Why didn't you invite me?" So suddenly it created a perception. I didn't say anything. A picture or words or something or video, they say, says 1,000 words. So you don't have to say it. So you have to use it. Creating a picture where you are working at an environment or a top office block. even if it's something small that you're doing or a delivery that you're doing. Take a photo. People create the perception that you have done work for them. So you create the perception. So create perception how amazing you are. And that is social proof. Next one. And I think I did this into the resource. Who do you know? Go make a list of everyone that you know. Go extract your database out of your emails, out of your cell phone. Go look at who you know. Then out of all of them, go look at you know that you can leverage to get business. All of these speakers on this summit, we are leveraging from each other so that we can share our message. Everyone is bringing their followers to the party so that we all can give value. So who do you know? One thing that I realized, I wanted to meet the president of South Africa called Cyril Ramaphosa. So I asked around, and someone said, no, I know someone, that someone knows someone. Took about 4 people, and that person came to me like, I'm going to Natal. We're doing a function with Cyril Ramaphosa. Do you want to come with? I have a free ticket for you. Do you think I said yes or no? No, of course I said yes. I was there on the first plane down to Durban. I got to Durban, got that night, and he was speaking, and he was stable, and he was so busy, he was surrounded with bodyguards. But because living with Adrigate and doing whatever it took, I went and I took to him and I said, Mr. Ramaphosa, President, can I have a selfie with you? And I take a photo. And I started talking. I even gave him my business card. It's just sad he hasn't called yet. But maybe soon. Maybe I just have to reach out to him again. I connected with him on LinkedIn. He accepted. Probably remembered me. But who knows? Because one of my goals is one day I want to work and coach presidents. So that is going to be one thing that is powerful that I want to help people with. I want to help presidents of the world to be better presidents and change the country. The next one is do your research. Do your market research, strengths, weaknesses. They call it the SWOT model as well. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You look at the whole market, not only for your business that you want to create, but also for your personal self, you do it, and then for your competitors. Who do you think is your competitors? You go do research. You go do research on where, how can you get the cheapest? How can you, where are you going to find your customers? What marketing method do you need? Are they on LinkedIn for business to business or Twitter? Are they on Facebook? What ads do I need to run? Do I need to use flyers because it's an older audience? They're not on social media, for example, or they are on social media and I have to use it. But I think it's important that you do as much research as possible before you start. The next one is then you have to start creating your cash flow and budget. I've written a nice article on my LinkedIn on how I quit my family business and it beep up my life. You leave a job and you think you're going to make money in the first month. Some businesses do, but some businesses takes 3 months, 6 months before they start really making their money. And then people say, yeah, you can pay yourself first. But what if your business doesn't make the money? How can you pay yourself first? You actually have to, in the beginning, pay yourself last. Because all of the money goes back into the business. And the faster you can grow your business, the more it becomes you become an entrepreneur and not creating just another job. Because then this job is 16 hours a day instead of 8 hours a day. So look at the cash flow. Look at wherever you can get money and where you can borrow money to start your business. Now, people say don't borrow money. I say it's like an investment in your business. It's like getting an investor to invest in your business. And it's just for the beginning and you pay it back as fast as possible because I believe in being debt free. Because I've been in debt. I've lost everything because of debt. And the faster you can be debt free, the easiest. I'll give you an example. I went to climb Kilimanjaro. I asked plenty of people. And then I asked the right person and said, Kobus, I will invest in your dream and I will pay for everything. So by just asking and getting the right investors, you can rather own 10% of your business than nothing, because if your business doesn't succeed, you're not making money. So rather get to a point where you earn something and you share in the success with others. Because I believe that is where the world is going, is where we're going to have to collaborate, we're going to have to leverage from each other, and we're going to have to work together for a greater cause and for success. Then the next step, after you've done all of that, then you need to decide on how you're going to brand yourself so that you can be perceived as number one. Your branding is important. There's 2 types of branding. And I'm going to talk more about branding at my marketing and branding webinar in the next few days. But branding is 2 ways. One is on a personal level as Kobus Visser, as the Superman of Africa. And then I have a company called Firewalking Africa that's focusing on team building. And then I have a company called Superman Life that is all about peak performance coaching. So it's important for you to create a brand because as an individual brand, you give credibility to your company. And who do people do business with? Can I have a question? Who do people do business with? With a company name or with an individual? People do business with people. So if you say, Kobus, but I don't like to be seen, and then business is not for you, then you have to go get a job. You are going to be the face of the business. People need to know about you to be successful, because you become the philanthropist, you become the entrepreneur that guides this business to success. And that will allow you to not create just a job, but to create an empire where you create multiple businesses. Then the next is you have to create a marketing plan. You have to look at all the social, you have to be everywhere. Like I said in the beginning, omnipresent. And by being omnipresent, you create marketing. And marketing works in two ways. You put out, use free marketing, but also with the branding inside, you attract people to your brand by the things that you release, like your articles, like blogging, like videos, etc. Then there's marketing that you pay for, that you get in front of the right people, where you pay per sale. Social media is set up in such a way you can pay per sale. You don't have to just boost a like and get likes and think, people seen me, but there's no money in your pocket. No, you want their email address, you want the conversion rate. And so marketing can give you that. And then reach to people you know. Start with people you know. When you start your business, you reach out to the people you know and asking them to support you. Depending on your business, even if they can buy from you, if they can invest in your business, maybe they can refer you to people that they know, because all of us have a network. They can probably have a network of 20 people that they can introduce you to, not just give you a number, do a warm introduction so that you already have social proof and credibility. So reach the people that you know. Next one. I think this is where you say, Kobus, but I don't love selling. I don't sell. I'm the PA, or I'm the admin in the company, or everyone needs to sell. You have to sell yourself to your wife, to your partner, to your husband. You have to sell yourself every single day for people to like you. You need to learn to sell. Sell other people's products. You can start by selling other people's products to your market if your business is not started. So sell everything, whatever you can do. Yeah, I'm busy creating products that I'm selling, and I'm going to sell products of people in the same industry as me that can add value to what I do. So sell other people's products. Learn selling. There's amazing videos out there and podcasts and small courses that you can go and follow and learn. You can learn, Lizette has a course about telling lies. Go learn it, because it helps you with communication. And by a better communication and looking after your energy, you can sell so much better. I think also the next one is leveraging from people. Now, let me tell you a story about a pig story. So this young little boy, he was working with his father in the garden. They're putting out pig manure on the garden. And he started seeing how beautiful this grass becomes. It becomes green. And one day from school, he goes to home and he sees all of the other grass in the street are brown. And he sees one guy is working in the garden. He's like, he goes up to the garden and he says, I see your grass is not very green. My dad says pig manure makes everything green, Why don't you put on your grass? And the guy says, well, I haven't had time. And the boy just thinks there at the moment. He says, well, I can put up for you the manure. And the guy says, wow, that is amazing. Okay, how much are you going to charge? He goes out and he works out and he comes back. This is how much he's going to charge. But to build trust in the customer, he said, you don't have to pay me now. You pay me after delivery and after the work is done. So the guy says, okay. And so he walks down the street and he sells it. He gets 24 houses to buy into this without giving him money. Now he has to start. He goes and they're like, oh, I need transport, because how am I going to deliver this? And he knows, one of his uncles have a bakkie or a truck. He goes to them and he says, look, will you help me to deliver some manure? And the guy says, well, if you pay only for my transport at the diesel or the petrol, then I will do it for you. Okay, I need money for that. So the young boy goes to the best person that he knows. He goes leverage from his mom and he asks, Mom, I'm starting this business. Will you be able to invest into my business? I will pay you back double. Okay, so the mom says, well, what do I have to lose? It's my boy. I love him, man. I will do anything for my son. So he invests in his business and he goes and pays for the transport. Now he needs the manure. So he goes to where his dad buys it at the local nursery, and he goes to the owner and says, like, I want to order all of this manure. And the owner says, well, you have to pay up front for us to be able to deliver for you. And the little boy goes and says, my dad buys here for you always. And now he's selling, And he says, this is a list of all of the deals that I have. I will pay you as soon as I receive the money. Now, if you're a good salesman like he was, because he was probably young and beautiful and sweet, and so the uncle said, "Oh, yeah, come on, you're this young kid, I'm going to invest into your future." So he agreed to have the delivery done without being paid. So the boy goes and he fills up everyone's gardens and he gets paid. At the end of the day, you could pay the gardener after the nursery back. And through that, he built a business that later on became a gardening service that became a service to give to his local community. A young little boy at the 12, 13 years old that started the business. Then there's another guy, a young boy at school, lice broke out, hair lice. And they had to send kids to school. So he got hair lice and he was sent to school, home, because, otherwise other kids get hair lice as well. So after a few days, he sees his mom combs his hair. And he looks at it and, there's little eggs in the hair. So he keeps on brushing. And he goes back to school after his lice is cleared. And he's like, he starts telling, how many of you would love to get off and go home, stay at home, be sent home. And like the kids are. And he's like, I will sell you and you will get lice, 10 Rand for one comb. But if you really want to make sure that you are getting, someone just said there's no sound. Before I go in, can someone just confirm me? Baroness, if you don't know sound, maybe refresh your browser. Anyone else? Is my sound gone? Okay, so everyone has sound. Baroness, just refresh your browser, please. Okay, and so 2 combs is 20 Rand or $20. So he sold lice. So he leveraged from something he already had and sold it to his local community that you already knew. So you can start a business basically from zero. You just need to have guidance and be open to opportunities around you. And that's the thing about other people's money. You can start businesses by getting other people to invest. So there's one guy goes and he finds an investment property and he has this dream about getting complexes on this property and a hotel and a golf course, but he doesn't have the money. But he goes out, he creates his business plan, and because he's surrounded by the right circle and people, he goes and asks them, I'm creating this. I already have the land, even though he hasn't the land yet. If this is going to be the investment worth, everyone needs to put in this certain amount. But he creates in such a way that they think he's going to also put money in. So this is why you have to think good. So he goes out, he sells it to everyone to invest. He builds this, he goes back and he goes to the land. He says, look, I can pay you cash. What discount can I get? So he buys the land, he starts the development, he builds one of the top golf courses in Durban side. I can't give you the name. But in the end of the day, they paid for his share in the development by using other people. Now, he used his circle. His circle was very influential people. So you, as a person that is on the street, are not going to get that same investment to go to development. You have to build yourself up. You have to go through those steps, build the social proof, build the right community, surround yourself with the right people that talks the right language, that are on the right financial area, so that people can trust you. You become like the people you surround yourself with. And this is a journey where you up your game the more you go with people. The next one is you said financial goal. What is the financial goal you want to achieve? So it's important. There's a Harvard study that has been done that goals setting are important. Now, why do I say this? Now, they've done, everyone that have studied an MBA at Harvard, I went to study that 3% of those that have studied an MBA at Harvard did 10 times more than the 97% of that did an MBA. How did they do it? They had all their goals written down, their vision, their mission, and every time they redid their goals. 3%, listen to this. Those who have written down their goals, their target, everything they want to achieve, did 10 times more than the rest, the 97% of the guys that finished an MBA. How amazing is that? So important, get your goals down. The next one, I've already talked about it, and I just want to reaffirm how important it is build a list. And all of the speakers on this group that we are on, and for this meeting of the minds, I just reminded them, your list is important. You need to work your list. You need to work with the people that you know. And the more they trust you, the more they will support you. And how do they trust you? By consistency, by being in front of them. Because I've been quiet for a month, my list opening rate was about 12%. Before that, I used to get between 24 and 50% because I constantly always knew that I was going to get an email from him. But because I went quiet and the consistency went away, that dropped down to 10%. That's why consistency is key, and be in front of the people that you know. So next one is you need to start now and improve as you go. I have this philosophy: you jump from the mountain with all of the material and you build your plane on the way down. You have to start somewhere. But if you're going to wait for perfection, it's never going to happen. If I had to wait perfection to get everything ready for this summit and meeting of the minds, I wouldn't have done it. So it's important that you have to look at and how you can build the plane going down. So first and foremost, improve as you go along. Okay, start now. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow might never come. You know, waiting for tomorrow is just putting it off for one more day. And you're going to say, I'm going to do it tomorrow, Cobus. And then tomorrow comes, when are you doing it now? I'll do it tomorrow, Cobus. Start doing it now. Now is the time. You know, you can be this guy called, his name is Downey Jr. that became Iron Man. You can be the guy that can accept your fate on where you are. The guy that has lost everything. He became a heroin addict. He ended up being in jail. He could have accepted his fate, that that's his future. But one thing that he realized is he got awakened. He probably was in a seminar like this and listened to the right guy, because in jail you don't have any time. You know, you have to do some self-development and going inside. And one thing that helped him, he got the right coaches in his life. The wife that he in the end married became one of his mentors. Mel Gibson took him under his wing and said, I will mentor you. So Mel Gibson. And then there was someone else, a guy that does Wing Chun, Kung Fu, you know, and meditation. So he went and did self-development. He worked on himself, but I can't accept my past. I need to change my future. Are you going to be that person? Because that person that changed his life and started now became the Robert Downey Jr. that became the highest paid actor in the world, and in films called Iron Man, being in the Marvel Universe. The highest paid actor. Changing the world, having an influence on people. Can you see you can either accept your past and who you are, or you can change your future by doing self-development and growing in yourself. So if you want the 2 books, this is where I come in. I'm not just going to give it away for free because you are here. I want action takers. So if you're an action taker, please send me an email to info@supermanlife.com and say, Cobus, I want those 2 books, you know. Take action. So I'm going to leave it there. So if anyone wants to send an email, so start writing your questions down in the chat box if you have any questions about what I've been talking to you about today. I see at least we have a few people online as well. Thank you for those who are joining. So take action. The next one is some testimonials of guys that I've been working with, peers. He's a CEO at Novia One Group, and he's like, I've had the distinct pleasure of receiving some life and career coaching from Cobus over the last year. My life has changed. You know, this guy was in debt, didn't have a work, was down and out, and he changed, and now he's traveling the world. He's working one of the fastest growing online payment companies called Ozo. My life has changed for the positive. We've actually achieved every goal PS have set. I'm thinking of it now. For the positive, ever since our first action, to extend that I can no longer recognize the person I am now versus the person I was a year ago. His sure-footedness with regards to assisting me in navigating some of my toughest personal and career development challenges over the last year is a testament to his enormous coaching competence. I can unreservedly recommend Cobus as a coach, both from personal and career development perspective. Do you know you didn't have money to pay me? You know, most people can say, but Cobus, this all cost money. But the thing is, if you do the investment and you close your eyes and says, I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to, you know, you had to invest what a normal salary per month was in my coaching that he didn't have. He went and found the money and said, this is an investment that I need to make. He did the investment, and guess what? He's traveling the world. He has a high 6-figure income job that he loves. He can gym every day. The job even pays for him to be at the top gym, Virgin Active in Sandton area. You could be there as well. What is your excuse? Emmanuel, he's an actor. He's just played in a story on Mnet as well. He's a singer. He says, Cobus Visser, you are without the doubt a Superman. Your advice and knowledge is truly enlightening. Because of you, I no longer consider myself a social media dinosaur. Kudos. Mario said, I met Cobus on a firewalk at a passive income mastery 5 days in Klein Caribbean. I loved the way he presented himself as a true, authentic human being, carrying off all around him. Cobus assisted a lot of people over the weekend to break through to the next level. We became business partners after that, and what a great guy to work with. I did a social media course last week with Cobus presented, and I learned from him in one day that I learned from courses that I attended over months. Thanks, Greta and Cobus. A ride, it certainly has been sometimes easy and sometimes tough. And it's not going to be easy. That I can tell you. There is no quick fix. Otherwise, I would be the richest man in the world. And end result has been invaluable. Thank you for your help, advice, support, friendship, but most importantly, for always being there. You guys rock. The next one I want to share with you, one of my biggest success stories that have more than 10x of it. I think it's almost 20x. She's a company called Calamysol. Please go like her page. So she would love you to love her page, because her page, and we just grew a business through social media, through leveraging her people that she knows and starting from nothing. She was in corporate for 18 years. She didn't know anything about business. So she decided to follow her passion. We did the research, we did all of the preparation, the marketing, and we started. And then she started making a salary back in month 2 because of her determination and working 8 to 16 hours a day, putting all of it, giving up her weekends to follow her business and building her business, because she knew it was short-term pain, long-term gain. Created the plan, branding and marketing strategy, started with people that she knows. She started setting big goals. She set a goal of what she wants to earn. In 6 months' time, she earned that goal that she wanted to earn. Then she set another goal, double it, and she earned it. And then she set another double, and she earned it. Now we've actually tripled the amount to just have a little bit of a challenge to be able to achieve it. So setting big goals. And I think the best thing is, she always says that having a coach is important. She never realized it. And now she realized that the importance of having the right person on your team. And her result is she's been grown to be the number one of her industry in South Africa. She's known as the expert. She's known as the place to go for people, and people recommend her. You can just look at her recommendations on social media. She's over 200 now. I think almost 300 people that have recommended her, creating that perception that she's number one. Okay, go look at her Facebook and reviews. It would be great. So I just want to share with you another opportunity that I would like you to take on with me going forward. Who of you would love one place where you can learn the following and where I can take your hand and help you all the way? One is, I want to teach you all the social media channels, how to market your business, how to use Facebook, from setting up to running the ad campaigns, from LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, how to use Twitter, not just to post on Twitter, but use the ad system in the background to be able to generate income. Pinterest is one of the biggest social media channels being used in South Africa. Did you all know that? No. TikTok is the way to go for the future. And there's certain strategies you can use that, even if you don't want to be on it. Find someone to help you to be on it. I have a client of 64 years old. He doesn't know how all of this works. We hired someone, and that lady does everything for him. So he's out. And people's like, oh, I love what you're doing in social media. I'm like, yeah, I know. So you can use that. Business WhatsApp. Did you know you can get business WhatsApp and how to use business WhatsApp? Google My Business. A podcast, YouTube, blogs, create an online program, online shop, selling, landing pages, website. Business strategies, looking at how you can work your pricing, your product, your finances, your structure, your trust, brainstorming ideas, proposition, people, perform. You're looking at how you can use and create business strategies. Personal growth, how to set goals, how to learn life coaching, how to learn NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, how to set your vision and mission. Then mental strength, we're using mind power and meditation. Teams, how to grow a team, because you can't do this without a team. The lady from Spanx said, the one thing that she learned is to hire people that is best at what they do. And her business became a billion business. Create a business from zero strategies. Create the perfect job if you want to know someone looking for a job and interviewing with experts. Now, you're going to all get this. You can go buy this separately, and most of you that have done courses know where they can buy it. Okay, so you can go buy from them, and you're going to pay separately for all of it, or you can buy from them. And I worked out for all of the people that sell these different strategies what they pay. So if you don't sign up immediately, you might say, Cobus, I don't have money. Well, you're always never going to have money. You can always have an excuse that you don't have money. And I've invested more than 800,000 in the last 10 years in my growth. What are you willing to do and take that chance and be able to take it to the next level? I don't have the time. Again, you day. If you want to have that excuse, you can always have that excuse. I can do it on my own. Well, if you can do it on your own, why haven't you yet? Why are you still in the same place where you are? Why aren't you taking action? Because you don't have a coach. You don't have someone that guides you. And here's something, get started now. If you want to join, this is where you can join now. Questions is that Marianne says, I think there's a real need for people to be taught. Yes, I agree. To think out of the box. Recognize opportunities, gaps in the market. I love it. That's what I love to do, Marianne, because that is the secret today. You need someone to help you to think. We can't do the same thing over and over like we did the last 10 years. We need to adapt. The person that adapts the fastest is the one that is going to be seen. It's going to be heard. Business is going to thrive. As I believe that entrepreneurship is the only future, I agree with you, Marianne. You could make some good money if you put such a course together. I'll co-present. I'll have a big, big mouth. I love it, Marianne. I would love you to interview as one of my experts. So maybe send me an email and we can talk about it. Mariette Engel says as well, MLM business. Of course, Mariette. I've worked with guys that are doing carrot bars, that does Herbalife, that does MTR, that does Crowd One, that does Amway. I've worked all of them and giving them strategies, because the thing is, you have to think out of the box. You can't do it. There's people are getting irritated the way they're being taught to market their business. You have to do it differently to stand out. So yes, of course, you need to change the way you do business. Okay. Any questions? I think that is the last one. Is there any questions from you guys that you would love to ask? We have about 2 minutes left, and then I have to finish. Then we have to get ready for those who want to learn about investment from Istvan and Gaspar. Any last questions? Okay, I'm going to give you a call to action. If you really want to take action, now's the time. I need a few people more to join me. Okay, I'm going to send it to you all now. Then you can go click and book. Don't wait till tomorrow. Take action now. Join my team. Join my family. If you are not the right fit for me, then go. You're going to get a one-to-one session with me anywhere. So I can help you to set and start your business. Thank you for those who signed up yesterday and who's following me as well. I really, really appreciate it. We have 1 minute left. Last question. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to put my email in the chat box. Go follow me also as well on social media. I'm going to give you this one, quibusvisser.com. That is one that comes directly to me as well. I'm also Quibus Visser on the website, quibusvisser.com. Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Quibus. Sonia, I really appreciate it. Steph, thank you, Quibus. Awesome. Thanks, Quibus. Everyone, I have to run. I've taken a little bit more of my time. The other team are waiting. I need to go set up. So you have my email address if you want to reach out. And thank you for joining in, and thank you for listening. You guys are amazing. I love it. This is the start of something big that is coming. So be tuned in. Just want to see someone else. Awesome. Thank you, Quibus. I think that is the last one. Obrigado, Quibus. Thank you, Giancarlo. I appreciate it all the way from you. He has one of the biggest businesses and factories in Europe. So looking forward to talking to you again. Thank you for following me. I hope I taught you something. The maestro taught you something that you can apply in your business. Okay, everyone. Do the investment. Take action now. Don't wait until tomorrow, because tomorrow might be too late. You have nothing to lose. If you have nothing to lose, you have everything to gain. Ciao, everyone. I have to run. See you at the next one. Bye-bye. And remember, go and subscribe. There's more talks coming, that I'm going to present to you all. Okay, bye-bye.